Document e-signing is not a new idea. It's been around for a very long time. However, 2020 changed the business landscape forever. Businesses had to adapt how they handle documents, especially when it comes to signing documents. So what was once a manual in-person process, it is now 100% digital. Now, of course, whenever you think of e-signing, you think of DocuSign because they are, after all, the pioneer in this space. But the story of DocuSign is very similar to that of other industry pioneers. They are popular because they are the pioneer and they don't innovate, they stagnate. They don't implement features that customers want. And so because 2020 happened, the e-signing business exploded. And while there are many other options to choose from, there's really only one that you should consider. It's called EverSign. They are a highly rated e-signature platform that's built and maintained by the people that have given us API layer, Invoicely, and Zero SSL. These people know how to build not just web applications and not just platforms, but they know how to build them to be secure, fast, and extremely reliable. More than 100,000 companies trust EverSign, not just for their e-signing needs, but also for managing and storing their e-signed documents. And when you use EverSign for your e-signing needs, you can trust that every document that is signed is legally binding. EverSign signatures meet the most stringent security and authentication requirements, and they are enforceable in a court of law in the US, in Europe, and around the globe. Now, in a few moments, I'm going to walk you through the free subscription, and we're going to look at a lot of the features there. But before we do that, let's take a look at the pricing. Because one of the things that makes EverSign stand out from its competitors is the value that you get. So first of all, the free subscription. You get 5 documents, so you can prepare and send 5 documents for signatures. You don't get any templates, but you do get 2 SMS credits. Now, this is really cool because this allows you to add 2-factor authentication for your signers so that you can ensure that your signers are your signers. And you're not going to find that in a competing product, at least for free. If any of them do have that feature, you're going to have to pay for it. Here it is available with the free plan. And then you get 3 API documents. That means that you can automate and send up to 3 documents per month using the API. Now, this is something else that sets EverSign apart, because if you look at competing products, they do have what I'm going to call the end user subscriptions, kind of like what we would see here, this free basic professional plus. This is for people to go in and use the EverSign UI to prepare and send documents. But EverSign also gives you access to the API, which for competing products, it's one or the other. And if you want both, you have to pay for both, which is not the case for EverSign. Now, they do have developer accounts, but if you take a look at the pricing for the developer accounts, the API Lite includes the professional plan. The API Business includes the Pro Plus plan. So you're not paying for multiple subscriptions. If you want to develop applications that tie into EverSign's platform, yes, you can go with a developer plan, but you are also getting the end user plan as well. And that's a pretty big darn thing in my opinion. All right, so that's the free plan. Then we have the basic, which is going to give you an unlimited amount of documents. It gives you 3 templates, 10 SMS credits, 10 API documents, and then you can add a team member. That's something else that EverSign gives you for free, basically. You can manage multiple businesses with a single subscription, and those individual businesses can have teams. But of course, the amount of team members is going to depend upon your subscription. Whereas if you wanted that functionality in a competitor's product, you're going to have to pay for that right out of the get-go. In EverSign's case, it is baked into the subscription plans. Then there's the professional, unlimited documents, once again, 10 templates in this case, 20 SMS credits, 25 API documents, 5 team members. And then the professional plus is just the professional and more. But if you need more stuff, well, then the enterprise plan is going to be for you, but you need to contact them and they will tailor a subscription for your needs. Let's get started by creating a new account because the overall experience starts there. And the first step is going to provide the rather mundane information, such as your email address and the password that you want to use for your account. Now, the second step is going to require a little bit more personal information. And there's a lot of people that are just going to halt right here and say, nope, I don't want to supply any other information other than my email and password. And that's perfectly fine, I can understand. However, remember that this is for e-signing documents, and more specifically for the person or the company that is preparing documents to send to other people to be signed. So if you want these documents to be legally binding, you're going to need to provide this information. And really, it doesn't matter if you go to EverSign, DocuSign, HelloSign, whatever sign, you're going to have to supply this information. So you're here at EverSign, it is the best platform, so might as well just go with that. Now, there are some fields for company information. If you are a company or you are representing a company, then you can, of course, supply that information there. Once again, it's optional, you don't have to. And if you aren't a business, well, of course, you would want to leave that stuff alone. But after you supply your address, you will be faced with a difficult choice. What level of subscription do you want? And of course, they list basic, professional, and then professional plus. If you plan on needing a lot of documents to be signed, then of course, one of these options is going to be what you would want. However, in this case, we're going to skip for now and create a free account. Now, in this screen, we can supply a business name if we are representing a business. Or if we are an individual, we can just click that and it's going to blank out the business name so that we don't have to specify anything there. And then there's this vanity URL, which is a nice little feature. You essentially get your own URL for your EverSign account. Of course, if something is already taken, it's going to say that that domain already exists. So you do, of course, need something that is unique. Now, after your account is created and you are taken to the dashboard, the first thing you want to do is be sure to confirm your email address. Of course, the dashboard is going to give us just a quick view of all of the information about our account. So the first and foremost are the documents. And we can see that there are no documents awaiting our signature, which, well, that's good. And if we had others that were waiting for people to sign, or if there were any completed documents, we could simply click on those, see the list of those documents, and then we could work with them from there. And then over on the right-hand side, we have the recent activity. Now, this is the activity for this account, and just about everything is logged. So whenever we create a document, that's going to be listed here. Whenever we send it, it's going to be listed there. Whenever the document is completed, it will be listed here. But also know that just about everything is logged. So when a recipient opens up the document to sign it, all of that's going to be logged. So there is an audit trail, there is accountability. So if you ever needed to prove that, yes, somebody did indeed sign this, then you could do that. Email addresses, IP addresses, they are all part of the log. So that information is good to have. Then there are the signatures and the initials. Now, we can add a new signature, and we can do so in a variety of different ways. We can type it and then choose whatever font that we wanted to use. Or if you're really handy at drawing with a mouse, you could do that. Or if you have a touch device, you could use that to sign. I'm horrible with the mouse, so I'm not even going to attempt anything more than that. But if you have signed a piece of paper and scanned it, and you can upload that and use that as your signature as well. And the same goes for initials. Those are options there. And then, of course, you get the amount of documents that your subscription has and how many that you have used. So, of course, we have used 0 out of 5, so we are good to go there. And then we have some other information about our account. So let's create a new document. And this is one of the nice things about this platform, is that the very first thing that we get to choose is who this is going to go to, and it defaults to others only, meaning that we are going to prepare a document that's going to be sent to other people, and we, the people that are preparing this or this account, is not going to be involved in the signing ceremony. However, if we did need a document that we were involved as far as the signatories are concerned, then there are options. There's one for me only, which if you notice down here in the center section, this is where we would specify the people that are going to receive this document. And by selecting me only, the only options here are basically people that are going to get a copy of the document. But if we change this to me and others, then it's going to automatically add me here as a signer, and then I could add other people. And if there were other people that needed to receive a copy, then we could choose them as well. In this case, let's just go with others only, and we are going to add the signer of Jeremy Hotmail. Yes, I have a Hotmail account. I've had it since 1997 or 98. I don't remember. It was one of those years. I still use it. It's not my daily email. If there's something that I want to sign up for and I don't want to see any of the other junk that comes with it, then the Hotmail account is what that's for. Of course, if we wanted to change the role, we could do that, but this person needs to sign it. This is a very nice feature here. If we wanted to ensure that the person has to essentially authenticate themselves with a text message, then we can set that up so that whenever they go to sign the document, they are going to receive a text message and they have to verify that, yes, they are indeed the person that is going to sign this document. That's a really nice feature to have. So we have our signer, but we don't have a document. So we can attach any kind of document. Well, not any kind, but if it's a document, you can pretty much attach it. If you wanted to use a Word document, you could do that. However, it's going to say that PDFs usually achieve a higher level of quality. So if you can go with a PDF, then go with a PDF. So I have a PDF version, and it's a very simple document. There's one place for one person to sign and has their initials, and also a place for their full name. Now, of course, if we wanted multiple people to sign this document, we would need to have multiple places for them to sign. And then we could set that certain people are going to sign in different places. You're going to see how we do that. So this is the document that we are going to send to Jeremy Hotmail. And let's go on to prepare. Oh, let's not. Let's go back to the document settings, because at the very bottom, there's this enable auto reminders, which this is a very, very nice feature, because there are some well-known products that do not have this, or you have to pay more for this. Remember, this is a free account. We have the ability to enable auto reminders, because that's important. And you can set the reminder in the business settings, which we will take a look at. So let's move on to prepare. And then this is where we get to essentially, well, prepare the document. We get to say, okay, this person here that is currently selected, this Jeremy H., we want the signature to be here where the signature is supposed to be. It is required, so that is a good thing. We also want them to initial where they are supposed to, which once again is required, but we also want their full name. So, well, looky here, there's this full name field, and we're going to just drop that here for this. This is for, and then it'll have the full name. They could edit this. Let's make this read only so that they can't. This is going to automatically input their name that we input on the previous screen. And if we had other fields like email, if there was a date that we needed to put in there, which I guess we could drop in the date signed, we could do that. But let's just leave it with the full name, the signature, and the initials, and then we're going to send that document. So now we can see that this is in process. There is one recipient, and it is currently outstanding. And if we take a look at the dashboard, then we are going to see that we now have sent one document. We can see that 3 minutes ago, we created that EverSign demo, and 26 seconds ago, we sent it. So now we just need for the Hotmail version of me to open that up and sign it. So let's go back to that document and let's see what happens. So let me drag this on over. This is the email that we received, and we want to click on review and sign. So this is of course going to open up another browser window. So let me drag this over. So we can see that this is for Jeremy Hot. Now, whenever the document is completely signed, we will see Jeremy Hotmail because that is the name that we input in. And since I set this as read only, we cannot edit this. But because the size of that field was rather small, this is all that's going to display here for the user. I should probably enlarge that. But then we want to sign this document. So let's go ahead. Let's say that, okay, I want to use this, or we could use something else. Let's sign this as Jeremy Hotmail. We can pick whatever font that we want and we can sign it. And then we will initial it. Once again, we can type our initials, change the font if we wanted to, sign it. And then once everything is done, we can be finished with that. And of course, this is going to say that by clicking agree, you agree to be legally bound by this document. And we, of course, want to agree to that. Now, one thing to notice, the URL is jwmcpeak.eversign.com. You know, that vanity URL that we set up, that is what people are going to go to in order to sign our documents. That, too, is a feature that you're not going to find with other companies or other products, unless if you pay for it. So let's go back to our EverSign. Let's refresh the page. Now that we have signed that document, we can see that it is indeed signed. If we wanted to view it, we can, and we can see that this is for Jeremy Hotmail. They signed it as Jeremy Hotmail, and the initials were JM instead of JH, but oh well. And the reason why that's the case is because I have an EverSign account with my Hotmail account, so that's why. Let's take a look at the business settings because I want to look at the expiration and reminders. Yes, you can set a expiration time so that when a document has been signed after a certain amount of time, it will expire. But I'm more interested in the reminder because I want somebody to be reminded 1 day and 2 days for the second reminder. I'm going to save those changes. Now, EverSign does have templates, but they are not part of the free subscription. Templates are a time saver. They allow you to create, well, templates. Like, for example, in the document that we used, this very simple, very plain document. If this was something that we needed to send to multiple people, we could create a template that the fields would be set here so that we would create a template where the full name was where the full name is supposed to be, the signature where the signature is, and the initials, and we could save that template. And then we could say, okay, we want to use this template and send it to, and then specify the person that we want to send it to, so that when it comes time to sending that document, all we have to do is pick the template, specify the person, send it, and then we're done. So it saves a whole lot of time. And it would be really cool if the templates were part of the free subscription, but that is an advanced feature. I fully understand why that is a paid for feature. But the fact that even the free account gives you all of this functionality is very, very cool. There's a lot of value here. Document e-signing is not new, but it is certainly much more commonplace in this post-pandemic world. When you or your business needs e-signing services, you want a product that can deliver not just what everyone else does, but a product that can deliver a higher level of security, reliability, and value. EverSign can do just that, so get started with a free account today.